Here goes. We are going to start after the list on 210. And we're going to end on 213 because 214 begins a new chapter. So we're going to start the next chapter with the next video. How's that sound? Fantastic? Great. Can you see how this approach would lead to much better results than just hopping into a pool and trying to get better? Even if you spent exactly the same number of hours in the pool, these principles would help you outperform mindless repetition. But I like my mindless repetition. This is the same approach I devised for myself when I decided I wanted to become a master-level public speaker. I thought, well, I can just start trying to give more speeches and hope I get better, or I can approach the process with real emotion and excellency. Choosing to focus on progressive mastery is one of the greatest decisions of my life. I simply followed the 10 steps you see above. The most effective principles for me were 2, 3, and 10. Review. 2 is you set goals for how fast and efficiently you enter the water, swim a lap, execute a turn, finish your last 10 meters. 3. Before every practice, you remind yourself why it's so important that you get better at this. And you talk about your goals with someone who cared about your performance. Maybe your why is to get fitter, win a swim meet, or lap your best friend a few times because you're a competitive bastard like that. Or bitch. Or 10. Once per week, you formally mentored another swimmer on your team or taught a swim class at the local community center. Sorry, I could just see myself. This is how you flail in the water, and this is how you effectively flail in the water. Okay, I set a goal to use fewer and fewer notes every time I gave a speech. For example, when I gave my first speech in college, I had the entire thing written out, and I basically read it. The next time I gave a speech, I pared the notes down to 1 page. 1 page! Then half a page of bullets. Then just 5 bullets of sentences. Then just 5 words on a note card. Then no words. No, that's not what it says. It ends with 5 notes on a note card. By the time I finished college, I was giving full presentations without any notes. Okay, so yeah, he did get there. That was setting specific stretch goals on your path to developing the skill. This doesn't mean I was a marvel. The first time I was ever paid to speak at a sorority on the topic of relationships, I threw up just before. Yum. But I suppose that's because I cared enough to worry about how well I would do. Or he ate some bad food. That means I allowed myself to attach high levels of emotion and meaning to my journey and results. When I messed up, I allowed myself to get energized and mad at myself without becoming discouraged. Wow. He's a 3-person show. I kept reminding myself how important it was to improve so that I could inspire people with my words. I watched such great orators as Martin Luther King Jr., J.F. Kennedy, and Winston Churchill, and read hundreds of transcripts from what many consider the greatest speeches in history. Principle 10. Teach others what you're learning was a huge factor in my development. Huge! In graduate school, I was fortunate to teach a public speaking course for 2 semesters! Longest semesters of my life. Looking back now, I had no idea what I was doing as a teacher, which was obvious to the students. Those are not in there. He did not say it was long, and he did not say it was obvious to the students. But every day I faced the task with an earnest devotion to helping my students become better communicators. I shared with them what I learned, but the reality is they taught me more than I ever taught them. In teaching others, I felt their pain and rejoiced in their breakthroughs. By watching them, I learned what I called vicarious distinctions, which helped me improve my own skills. With the full 10-step progressive mastery habit in place, everything changed for me. In just a few years, I went from a kid terrified of public speaking to a confident orator addressing audiences without notes. I teach 4- and 5-day seminars with thousands of attendees, where I'm often the only trainer on stage for 8 to 10 hours per day. I've been blessed to share the stage with many of my heroes and with leaders and luminaries from dozens of fields in arenas full of tens of thousands of people. Though I was once painfully awkward in front of the camera, I faced that dark lens without hesitation over and over again since, filming more than a dozen online courses and untold numbers of videos. He can't count, apparently. I'm still a long way from where I want to be. I have much to learn, and I love this process of challenging myself to new levels. even though it means taking a hard look at all the places I fall short. But because of progressive mastery, I'm no longer scared or an amateur. I had just tried to be a better speaker. Tried. Without a disciplined approach, I would have never excelled and been so blessed to meet so many people. I've used progressive mastery techniques to help Olympians improve their times. NBA stars hit more jump shots, CEOs set better strategy, and parents organize their schedules more efficiently. There's nothing in your life you can't improve through practicing progressive mastery. You certainly don't have to take on every new skill with such a strategic and disciplined approach. Sometimes it's difficult to find a coach or a mentor who can give you the feedback you need. Perhaps you don't have a lot of opportunities to teach others what you're learning. It's hard sometimes to keep pushing yourself out of your comfort zones and working so hard to improve. Wah. We'll give you a baba. But what if you brought a more thoughtful structure to your next efforts in developing skill? What if you could become world-class in your primary field of interest? What if you could create more prolific quality output because you honed your skills? What if you powered through your 5 moves faster because you were competent and capable? What if today, right here, you decided to seek that next level of momentum and mastery in your life? Performance prompts. 1. 3 skills I could develop that would help me feel more confident or capable are... I have no idea. 2. The simple steps I could take to improve those skills include... drinking more? 3. The coaches or mentors I could seek out concerning those skills are... alcoholics? Only one ride. Only put off until tomorrow what you're willing to die having left undone. Pablo Picasso. Life is short. We're only allotted so much time to make our mark. I say that's all the more reason to get focused. Stop producing outputs that don't make your soul sing. Avoid trying to be effective or efficient doing things that you're not proud of and make no impact. Determine what outputs really matter to you at this stage in your life. Chart your 5 moves to accomplish your big dreams and go make it happen while getting insanely good at what you do. From there, the world is yours. Next video is Habit 5, the one you've been waiting for. Develop influence.